Welcome
Welcome.
to the I'm Not Going to Work Tomorrow podcast.
Yeah. What's up, Eads?
What's up, Wolfman? Happy 420.
Happy 420.
Yeah. It's not going to be 420 anymore by the time this comes out,
No.
but it's 420 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of aggravating. I can't participate in 420.
I'm, strictly can't. But,
Yeah.
yeah. Happy holidays, anyhow.
Happy holidays, people. Enjoy as you see fit.
Yeah. We broke out the scotch today.
We did. It was good scotch. You know, I don't like scotch usually, but for some reason that particular bottle is really good to me.
The first few sips, they didn't like me too much.
Really?
We didn't get along.
They got along pretty well with me. I dig it. It's smooth.
Towards the end there, after I got used to it, it's been a long time since I drank any whiskey.
Yeah. I don't, you know, what's really weird, like, we used to tie one on quite often back in the day.
Shoot 'em.
I don't really drink a whole lot anymore.
Me neither, because it's not nearly as fun to deal with a hangover when you're a full-grown adult.
Yeah, no, hangovers are not fucking worth it. I'm probably going to have a hangover tomorrow, honestly.
You got a whole beer right there you didn't drink.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to now at this point because it's like been sitting there for an hour or so.
I drank three beers and a shot.
I had like 4 or 5 beers and 2 glasses of whiskey.
Yeah.
Some of that scotch. We have dubbed it the We Survived Scotch.
Yep, the We Survived scotch.
Yeah.
What'd you survive, Wolfman?
I barely have survived so far a bunch of freaking kobolds.
Kobolds.
Which, for those that are not in the know, kobolds are basically lizards that got big and can talk. And they're really stupid.
Yep. But they got you anyway.
Yeah, they did quite a number on me. Quite a number indeed.
Kobolds that are immune to fire damage.
Yeah, that didn't help any.
Yeah, fireball was the clear solution.
Yeah, I mean, you know, most of our party is fire-based. There's not a lot of, like, you know, cold or any other kind of damage. It's just a lot of fire, which normally works really well. It does not right now, though. To set the stage a little bit, I suppose, for those that are interested, to the Tammy.
To the Tammy.
By the way, side note here. We have decided, yeah, that our fan base is now going to be known as the Tammys because of our one fan.
Yeah. Well, it's just Tammy. Tammy's the only person that watches this. So.
As far as I know. Other than us and like the guys that are in the D&D party.
Yeah.
So anyway.
It doesn't matter how big our following gets. Our following is called Tammy.
Yeah. Like, you know, was it Your Mom's House? Their fan base is called Jeans and Mommies.
Wow.
Yeah.
Everybody has a name for their fan base.
Yeah.
Like Game Grumps, they have Lovelies.
I don't think Rogan calls his fans anything.
Yeah, Rogan doesn't really give a fuck.
No. That guy's in the league of his own.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like podcast inception, talking about other podcasts on the podcast while we're podcasting.
Hey, bro, I heard you like podcasts. So I got you a podcast so you could podcast while you podcasting.
All right, Exhibit.
Damn it, man.
Yeah. We got fucked up by a bunch of kobolds.
Yeah, that is incredible. Well, I mean, they weren't just basic ass kobolds.
No, they were pretty potent, you know. There's some little fellows with scorpions on sticks.
Those inventors were pain.
Yeah. No, they fucked me up. The little caster fellows fucked me up. They all fucked me up.
Yeah. The sorcerers that sat in the back and did range damage.
Yeah.
Well, that was fucked.
Yeah. The barbarian that's supposed to be like the tank. The guy that can take everything.
You ate that fire.
I ate all of it. I ended up with 1 health point at the very end.
How's it feel to be mortal again?
Oh, it sucks. I don't like it. Next time I make a barbarian, I'm going with baby's first barbarian, just going like totem bear all the way.
I really got to thank Past Me for that encounter, dude. That was designed specifically because I know right around level 6, motherfuckers start relying on Fireball.
Yeah.
And it is really, really cool. I just really like the lore that just because a dragon is like nesting or has a lair nearby, the surrounding area has drastic changes.
Yeah. I started thinking that you did that on purpose.
No. It's in the book.
Well, I mean, yeah, I know that the dragon lore is in the book.
I've been talking about Hedazeth for a long time.
Yeah, you have really set the stage for us there. I commend you on your storytelling ability.
I'm really excited.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to have to work on it a little bit. I feel like my storytelling from last week's one-shot that we didn't really get to talk about was not quite on par.
Well, you know, it was your first shot.
Yeah.
The first 3 of mine were terrible.
Yeah. I mean, you guys seem to enjoy it somewhat. The getting lost in the maze part didn't really seem that enjoyable. It didn't really feel that enjoyable to run it in that aspect.
It was fun. I mean, there was little things that, you know, you're flexing your DM muscles. Those muscles you didn't even know you had.
Yeah, I'm working on getting those toned up.
Yeah, you did a good job, though. I mean, you knew how to drive narratively.
Yeah.
You could tell you've been watching a lot of Critical Role.
Yeah.
As soon as I heard Toothy Maw, I was like, oh, there he is.
Yeah. Hey, you'll be proud. I started listening to Acquisitions Incorporated.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I'm only like 2 episodes in, but it's pretty good, you know. It's a real slow burn, the first one I listened to, because it's right when the cleric's sister gets introduced as the what do you call it? The like rival adventuring party.
Yeah.
And Jim Dark Magic is like screwing her. Spoiler alert, Tammy. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. They got some good one-liners in there, you know. They're pretty funny.
Yeah, I love Eck Inc.
It's a lot more adult oriented, I feel like. Like Critical Role is
fun for all ages.
Yeah, it's more like a PG / gets into PG-13 territory because they do cuss every now and then.
No, they say fuck a lot, actually. And there's a lot. You know how many dick pussy jokes there are in that show?
Some of them are eloquently put, at least, though. You know, it's a little bit more subversive than...
The ads might be a little wilder than the show. But,
so,
you know,
yeah.
Or the ad reads, rather.
Yeah, you know,
Sam gets crazy.
Yeah, Sam Riegel, he gets pretty into it in the ad reads.
It's fantastic, though.
Yeah. My favorite one is when they do the D&D Beyond reads, and Ashley gets in there and Taliesin gets in there, and they start bouncing off of each other. Like, well, geez, Mrs. Henderson. That was from like the second season, I think, when they did most of those, when they got D&D Beyond as a sponsor.
Yeah, that's when they really like picked up huge.
Yeah.
Was that whenever they broke off and became their own thing, or were they still with Geek and Sundry?
No, this was after Geek and Sundry. I think they broke from Geek and Sundry sometime in the first campaign. It was somewhere like halfway through. I listened to a lot of Campaign 2. I'm working on Campaign 3 now. Campaign 1's still my favorite, though. It's like your first girlfriend. That one always kind of holds a special spot in your heart, you know? Mm-hmm. It's a good one.
The first one I watched all the way through was actually Dice Camera Action. Like from start to finish.
Yeah.
He played Curse of Strahd, and it kind of set the tone for the rest of my D&D career.
Yeah.
I feel like everything has to be horrible.
Yeah.
Like, you know, horrible in a worldly sense. Like Chris Perkins was amazing.
He is a good DM.
He's a really dark DM.
Yeah.
And he can put on a show too, you know.
Yeah, he's a lot better at storytelling than I had initially given him the credit for.
You gotta hear it, dude.
Because like if you start with Matt Mercer, it's kind of hard to.
That's a high bar.
That is a very high bar. It's kind of hard to go anywhere else.
But honestly, I feel like the truth is Matt Mercer is just like Chris Perkins' successor. Perkins, you know, they were the first ones to do the live D&D thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's been at it for a really long time. But Mercer definitely, like, just completely, he's a whole different level.
Yeah.
Like, Perkins is like half development and then half DM. Perkins is all DM all the time, and he develops as he goes.
Yeah.
You know, that is... Yeah.
I give Chris Perkins credit where credit's due, where he is a lore master. Like, because Matt Mercer made his own shit for the most part. You know, he created the settings. He created Exandria.
Yep.
You know, it's his world. Whereas Chris Perkins is operating inside of an established world. You know, he's in the Forgotten Realms and Waterdeep and all that stuff. And so that, to me, is harder because now you have to know somebody else's stuff. You can't just work off of your own stuff, you know, which is just coming out of your dome piece like Matt Mercer. And Perkins is just a wellspring of OG D&D knowledge.
Hell yeah. Well, because he came up, like, reading Dungeon Magazine. Like, there weren't any shows to watch. The only way he knew what people in other countries were doing, like, was reading magazines. Yeah. He read Dungeon Magazine, and he said he wanted to draw dungeons. He wanted to, you know, do that. He wanted to make dungeons on paper. And so he submitted a few of them, and they accepted them. And that's how he got started. He just sent them enough, and they invited him in. He ended up having a job.
Yeah, wasn't he like the editor-in-chief at some point for Dungeon Magazine?
I think so.
I mean, it's pretty big.
Super impressive.
You know, especially back in like the early 90s when he was doing this, because there wasn't internet, so the magazine was your source of information, you know, on the new stuff that was coming out.
And dude, we're still pulling from those magazines. I hit you guys with a fucking plush golem that came from Dungeon Magazine.
Yeah, see, I didn't even know that.
That's where it got. That's where I got it, and you know, there's another golem I was going to throw at you guys.
I threw some golems at you guys.
You threw flesh golems.
Yeah, I threw 2 flesh golems at you. I hadn't anticipated the use of fire that you guys did, because that was what really took them down.
I can't even remember how we did that.
You were just dealing fire damage.
Oh, I was doing Sear and Smite.
Yeah, and then John was doing sneak attack every 5 fucking seconds.
Yeah.
I can see how that would get really aggravating as a DM.
Mm-hmm. Rogues are badass, especially if you know how to navigate them.
Yeah. You know, if you think about, like, any class can be really broken.
There's Rogue kind of has that MMO effect where there's like a correct sequence to cycle through, you know, of your abilities for optimal output.
Yeah, you can power game the shit out of a rogue.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool.
They're pretty cute.
Yeah.
They just murder stuff.
Fucking attack.
Attack.
Yeah, then dude, you get up in the high level rogues, so broken.
Yeah. Imagine if you were a rogue, but you took 3 levels in planar, whatever ranger. Is this interesting for the podcast?
I don't know.
We just went on a D&D rant.
Yeah. It's interesting to me.
Yeah. I mean, it's clearly interesting to me.
Yeah.
Fucking. Where were we? I distracted myself when I realized how much D&D we were talking.
If you took a bunch of levels in Rogue and then took 3 levels in planar ranger or whatever it was that you
Oh
were playing as.
Planar warrior.
Yeah.
And that way you could use a bonus action to, turn all your damage into force damage to overcome what the fuck ever.
Which, for those that don't know, force damage is the most unresistible damage.
Yeah, it's almost never resisted.
Yeah, basically, the only thing that does resist it is, like, gods, I think.
There's something, I can't remember what it is.
There's a few other things, but it's pretty rare. Most everything is susceptible to force damage.
Yeah, that's one reason why warlocks are so OP. Because they can so effectively and consistently deal force damage to you.
Well, that and the right kind of paladin. The right kind of paladin can fuck you up.
Yeah.
Like, I always thought, like, playing a barbarian paladin would be cool because of that. Because so you got rage, and then you get smite on top of it.
Yeah. There's a feat that you guys would benefit from greatly.
What is that?
Elemental Adept.
Ah, yes. Change your damage output.
Well, no, you pick fire because you guys are all about some fireball and shit. And whenever you cast spells with the associated type, enemies who are resistant to it are treated as though they were not.
That would be very useful. Be very useful indeed.
Overcome resistance. Fuck it. Like to watch a devil experience fire burning him for the first time.
I feel like on our end, it would be like watching a baby eat like ice cream for the first time. Like it'd be that same amount of enjoyment.
Wow.
It'd be pretty funny.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah. So, you want to get into topics?
Sure. I wonder how many things we're going to have to put quacks over in this episode.
I don't know. Okay. So, I was listening to the last one, and I was listening to it in the car. I had my headphones in and stuff, and my headphones, only one side of them work, so I always have it in the left ear. And I'm driving down the road listening to it, and all of a sudden I just hear quacking. It was something you were saying. I don't remember what it was now. But you were talking, and all of a sudden just quack, quack, quack. I'm like, where's the ducks? Like, I have a duck call in my car for this very situation so I can talk back. I'm not even kidding.
God damn, dude.
Yeah. So I was like, where's the ducks at? I want to talk to them. Then I realized it was coming from my headphone.
Yeah. Those are pretty good quacks.
It messed me up.
I'll find a better quack for the next one.
I mean, they were fine quacks, you know.
It's an actual duck actually flying by somebody.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow. Where'd you get that from?
The internet.
Well, duh.
It was, I don't know. It was some, free soundbite
Yeah.
site. It was like a minute clip.
I got you.
And I just chopped it up for whenever I needed to cover something up.
That's creative editing right there.
It worked.
Yeah. That was pretty funny. But so yeah, topics.
Oh yeah. You're Para Abraham.
Yeah.
I'm gonna learn today.
So have you ever heard of Farrah Abraham?
Mm-mm.
She was on the show 16 and Pregnant. And then on the subsequent Teen Mom on MTV back in like 2008 or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of those shows.
I didn't really either, but I mean, I saw it enough to like kind of be somewhat familiar with the show. Anyway, she came out in like 2011 or 2012, somewhere around there, and she made a porno.
Jesus.
Yeah. It was called Farrah Abraham, Backdoor Teen Mom.
Wow.
Yeah. She did it with like an established porn star, like male talent, and then marketed it as like this was her boyfriend and they just happened to have made a sex tape. It was really kind of cringy to watch. I've watched it a couple times. Not even going to try to lie.
All right.
But so yeah, she did that and then tried to market it to, I think it was, what was it? It was some big company. It was like the same people that did the Paris Hilton one and the Pamela Anderson one.
One of those fucking like
Vivid Entertainment. That's what it was.
Vivid Entertainment.
Yep. So anyway, she does that. She does the second movie. A whole bunch of controversy comes out about it. Eventually dies down. Well, when the pandemic started, everybody got all up in arms about OnlyFans. So she started one of those. And I don't have an OnlyFans. I don't pay for my porn.
Mm-mm.
I'm a cheap bastard.
It's free.
Yeah. But I was listening to it was a Joe Rogan episode, actually. It was Rogan and Big J Okerson and Ari Shaffir. And this came up in conversation. So I say that to say this. Do you remember that Belle Delphine girl? She was the one that was selling her bath water.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So Farrah Abraham took that concept and then just escalated it times 1,000.
What is she selling in jars?
She's selling her poop.
Oh, my God!
Yeah.
That can't be legal.
And apparently it's legal enough.
It can't be. You can't. What?
Yeah. Guess how much she's charging for it?
Don't tell me how much.
Just take a wild guess real quick.
I don't want to guess what she gets for her poop.
I don't know if she sold any of it.
$300.
Oh, you were coming in way under budget there, buddy.
$3,000?
More.
Fuck! $6,000.
Too much.
Oh, $5,000.
She's charging $5,000 for a mason jar of her poop.
What?
It gets weirder.
Go ahead.
I found this out on Rogan. She took a video, apparently.
You've been to tell me that she took a video of her shitting in a jar.
She took I don't know if it was in the jar specifically. But there's a video of her on the internet that you can access for free, by the way, of her relieving herself. And I'm telling you, this turd is like 1.5 feet long. It's unsettling, is what it is.
So it tips the jar over, huh?
Like I said, I don't know if it's in the jar or not.
Oh.
But it definitely ain't in a toilet.
Dude. Isn't it crazy that we have no idea who the 2 girls, 1 cup girls were? Like,
hey, you know what else is really weird about that?
They disappeared.
The whole thing disappeared. Like, it was such... I remember, like, freshman year in high school or whatever, whenever that started, everybody was talking about it. It's like, hey, you got to watch this. It's really awesome. Like, trying to trick your friends into seeing it just for gross factor, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody that I knew was talking about it, trying to get somebody else to watch it or what have you. And then it just completely disappeared from the lexicon.
Yeah.
Like, nobody mentions it anymore.
The government burned it out.
Probably for the better. If there's ever a good thing that ever came out of censorship, is that probably needed to be not on the internet.
Yeah, I honestly, the fact that I saw that is just awful.
Yeah. Somebody told me you have to pay to see that video now.
I don't doubt it. I think it's illegal to have it.
Who knows?
I don't care.
Look, man, there's a chair for every ass and an ass for every chair.
But there's going to be kids who want to see it.
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be Gen Zs who missed it. Two girls, 1 cup.
Nah, bro, no, you don't.
You don't? I don't think you do.
No, you're not ready.
You're lucky.
I wasn't ready.
We will never experience Quaaludes. You will never see 2 girls, 1 cup.
Yeah, count yourself as lucky.
Yeah.
Sure, there's plenty of people that are not so thrilled about the fact that they did Quaaludes. I guarantee you there's a portion of the population, probably larger than the people that did Quaaludes, that are not excited about the fact that they had to see 2 girls, 1 cup.
Yeah, it sucked. And fucking a lot of people who did Quaalude said it was awesome.
Yeah,
Really, most of my reference comes from like that movie, The Wolf of Wall Street.
that is where all that and that one Cheech and Chong movie where they had the car made out of weed. Wolf of Wall Street, and I think it was Up in Smoke. Cheech and Chong, Up in Smoke. The only reference I have for Quaaludes outside of Bill Cosby. Kind of a weird one.
Yep.
That's pretty cool that they made a car out of weed, though.
You know, I'm ashamed to say that I didn't see that movie.
Really?
Yep.
It's a pretty good movie.
We just didn't have it. Nobody had it where I was. Or when we did watch it, I was,
Stoned.
really, really stoned.
Yeah.
When you're really, really stoned when you're like 16 and 17 years old,
You watch those movies.
Yeah. I don't remember any of that shit.
Yeah. There's a certain category of movie that every stoner has seen. It's always some other dudes getting stoned and hijinks ensuing, like Cheech and Chong or Pineapple Express.
Dazed and Confused.
Dazed and Confused. Dude, that was my favorite movie for a long time there.
Me too.
All right, all right, all right.
All right, all right, all right. That was a great movie.
It was a good movie. Yeah, I found out not too long ago that was what's his name? He plays that character, the all right, all right, all right guy.
McConaughey?
Matthew McConaughey, yeah. That was his first film ever.
Really?
Like that was his first time ever on camera.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
He only got paid like a couple $100 to do that. And then it completely launched his career.
So now they just hire him to come be himself.
Basically, he's the same guy in just about every movie he's in. It's just different facets of his own personality, it seems like.
Yep. I think he's a good actor.
Yeah, he's really good. Very diverse.
Yeah.
Because he went from doing that to making stuff like, what you call it? There was that movie Mud. Did you ever see that one?
Mm-mm.
It's pretty good. He plays a mysterious character at the beginning. You eventually learn more about his backstory. But he's living out in this boat that got stuck in a tree during a hurricane. And these two boys happen upon him and find him. And he kind of befriends the boys, and they gather up supplies to rebuild the boat so he can get away. And while all that's going on, he's also kind of rekindling with an old flame in town. And the guys that he used to work for, he was like an assassin or something like that, or like an enforcer for some kind of organized crime. I can't remember exactly. It's been a while since I've seen the movie. But they figure out where he is and start coming after him and stuff. And then it's like a more scary version of Home Alone, where the boys help him set traps and get away from the guys. And it was really a pretty good movie. And then there's Dallas Buyers Club.
The Dallas Buyers Club.
Yeah, you ever heard about that?
Mm-mm.
That one's actually a pretty good movie too. It's got Jared Leto in it as well. He plays a gay transvestite.
I don't know why it was so funny. Just hear that come off the cuff.
That's what he is. Those aren't even my words. Those are his words.
That's okay. Right out of the horse's mouth, huh?
Yeah. So Dallas Buyers Club, the basis behind that is back in the 80s. So McConaughey plays this fellow who's a real guy. Like, Dallas Buyers Club is based on a real story where this cowboy out in like Oklahoma or I guess Texas, because it's in Dallas, he contracts AIDS. Back when this was like nobody knew what was going on. If you got AIDS, you basically had the plague. But back then they thought only gay people got AIDS. And they kind of touch on that in the movie, and they have this whole big thing about it. But he was completely straight. He wound up hooking up with these two, we'll say, bottom of the barrel chicks. And that's where he gets AIDS from. And he just completely wastes away. McConaughey went, like, you know what Matthew McConaughey looks like. You know, he's a pretty stout fella. You know, he's like 6'2", probably 200 pounds, give or take. You know, pretty muscular.
He was huge in that Reign of Fire movie, too.
Yeah. You know, he went from looking like that to he was an AIDS patient. You know, he lost like 70 some odd pounds, just basically starved himself for the role to get down to that weight.
Damn.
Like, he put some real dedication into it. You know,
he literally did that to himself.
Yeah, he literally did. That was not special effects. He lost all that weight. Like, you could put your hand around his neck was how skinny he was.
God damn, dude. That must have had a fucking... Losing that much weight has a profound effect on your fucking psychology.
Oh, yeah. Well, that and just the physicality of it. Because you're... To lose that much weight, and it's not fat, mind you, because he wasn't fat. It was all muscle. Like, he lost all that muscle. Whatever little bit of fat that he did have, you know, that's all gone. And he's basically skin and bones. But in the movie, so his character, you know, he contracts AIDS and stuff, and he tries to start finding, you know, working with the medical personnel in his area and stuff, and they're basically telling him, like, look, this is a death sentence. You're screwed. You know, we can do little bits here and there to make it a little bit easier, but there's basically nothing we can do. And he finds out about these drugs that they have for, you know, for commercial sale down in Mexico, and he starts importing them. He's basically drug smuggling, but it's not, you know, weed and coke and stuff. It's literal pharmaceuticals to help all these other people. There's a way that he was doing it legally that they explain in the movie. I can't really put it to real words now, but they weren't buying the drugs, so it wasn't illegal. They were paying a monthly subscription for the drugs. Or they were paying a monthly subscription to be in this club, and they got the drugs for free. It's kind of like if you ever been somewhere that didn't have a liquor license, and it was like, you got to pay, you know, you got to donate $2 and you get a free beer.
Dunk's Blue House of Blues.
Yeah, the Plug House. They were like that. You donate $2 and you get a free PBR. And so yeah, they go through the whole movie. He eventually dies at the end, but you know, prolonged his life and a lot of other people's lives, and actually because of it, they wound up doing a lot more research into the field, and it's pretty interesting story.
It is. I'll have to. What's the name of the movie?
Dallas Buyers Club.
Dallas Buyers Club.
I think it's on Netflix.
Oh, the club is okay.
Yeah.
I got you. I see it.
Yeah. Yeah, he went from that to make Wolf of Wall Street, which is about doing cocaine and hookers.
Yeah.
And selling stocks.
He did a bunch of like rom-coms too.
Yeah, back in after Dazed and Confused.
Yeah, he did fucking...
That's what he was known for a long time.
Ghost of Girlfriend's Past or what the fuck ever.
Yeah, that was a terrible movie.
Yeah, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Yeah.
That was probably the cringiest thing I've ever seen him in.
Failure to Launch.
Yeah. Fucking Family Guy dunked on him so hard.
Hey, you know what? He came back, though. He broke out of the mold. Played some really interesting characters, I think.
He did. He absolutely did. But he could also just go back to the mold. It's fine. Okay.
I mean, he made plenty of money.
Look at Owen Wilson.
The guy probably really doesn't even need to work anymore with all the money that dude's made with all the movies he's done.
It would be awesome to see McConaughey in like a Marvel role.
Yeah.
He could be somebody. He could be somebody. Because like they got Owen Wilson to play in Loki. He was a fucking like time cops agent.
Yeah. I didn't really watch Loki. I watched like a couple episodes of it.
Loki was good.
I'm not a real big Marvel fan, to be honest with you.
I'm not anymore lately. It's It's not as good as it was.
Yeah.
Spider-Man was awesome.
It's just saturating the market.
Yeah.
Some things need you gotta give some things a little space to breathe. You know, you can't just shotgun blast content out there and expect it to all be good.
Yeah.
Like She-Hulk.
Yeah, oh my God, She-Hulk. I don't even want to, dude, it was just so bad. It was just not fun to watch.
Yeah.
And maybe it wasn't for me, whatever, that's fine. But, like, who is it for?
Oh.
But there's lots of people that swear up and down. They said it was really, really fun. They really enjoyed it. And I'm happy for them. I'm really happy that they could find joy watching that because I absolutely could not.
Well, just like Two Girls, One Cup, you know, there's an ass for every chair and a chair for every ass.
Ugh. Ugh.
Or, you know, ice cream bowl.
One thing I never really did look at too hard was the blue waffle thing.
I don't know if I ever actually saw that one.
I
heard about it.
I just saw people's faces anytime someone said blue waffle. I was like, oh, I do not need to look at that.
Yeah. Or Lemon Party.
Huh?
Lemon Party. Did you ever hear about that one?
Nope. I don't want to hear about it neither.
It's pretty bad too.
Jar Squatter.
I think I remember that one. That was like in the same realm as Pain Olympics.
Yep. Ugh.
I never figured out if those were real. I don't think those things were real.
I don't care if it was real or not.
I hope to God it wasn't.
Yeah, I really hope that it wasn't. Ugh.
That jar fella, I'm pretty sure was real though.
Yeah, that looked pretty real. That's terrifying.
Yeah. Reminds me of a joke.
Yeah, tell it.
I can't remember. I don't know if I told this one on air or not. The fella goes into the doctor's office one day. And he says, "Doctor, my butt hurts. My butthole hurts." And he's like, "Oh, well, show me where it hurts." And he's like, he takes his pants down and turns around and he says, "Right here by the entrance." The doctor says, "Well, as long as you keep calling it an entrance, it's going to keep hurting."
Ouch. By the entrance, he said.
Yeah.
Damn it, boy.
Yeah. That's an old man joke.
Yeah. Old man jokes pretty good.
They are pretty good. You want to hear another old man joke I heard?
Yeah. And then I'll tell you one.
Okay.
I've already told you this one many times.
Yeah. So this is actually a little Johnny joke. I'm pretty sure I've told you this one.
Duct tape?
Well, don't go ruining it.
That's why I said duct tape.
Yeah. It's the duct tape joke.
All right, let's go.
But so little Johnny goes walking through Old Man Fester's yard one day. And Old Man Fester happens to see him, and he's got a branch in his hand. Old Man Fester says, "Johnny, what's that in your hand there?" He says, "This is a dogwood branch. I'm going to go round me up some dogs." Old Man Fester says, "Johnny, that's not how that works." He said, "Well, I'm going to try anyway." And so little Johnny walks off. A little while later, he comes back. He's got a pack of dogs walking behind him. Old Man Fester sees that and says, "Well, I'll be damned." Next day comes around. Little Johnny's got a roll of duct tape in his hand. Goes walking through Old Man Fester's yard, and Old Man Fester says, "Johnny, what you going to do with that duct tape?" Little Johnny says, "Well, I'm going to go get me some ducks." Old Man Fester says, "Well, I don't know if that's exactly how that's going to work there, son." Little Johnny says, "Well, I'm going to try anyway." So sure enough, later that afternoon, little Johnny comes walking through. He's got him a string of ducks hanging off of that duct tape there. Old Man Fester sees that and says, "Well, I'll be damned." Next day, little Johnny's got another branch in his hand. And Old Man Fester sees him and says, "What you got there, little Johnny?" Little Johnny says, "Pussy willow." Old Man Fester says, "Hold on, let me get my coat."
I told that joke to my papa and made him laugh the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It is certified old man approved.
Yep. It's a good old man joke.
Yeah.
All right, what's yours?
Oh, it's a drunk guy walks into a bar joke.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Papa, I told this to Papa too, and he didn't remember that he told it to me.
Well, that's old man certified too.
Yeah.
It was so funny he forgot he told you.
Drunk guy walks into a bar. He sits down at a card table, plays a few hands, loses a few hands, flips the table over, and gets in a fight. The bouncer kicks his ass out. All right, he runs all the way around the bar, goes back in the front door. He sits down at a different table, plays a few more hands, loses a few more hands, flips the table, gets in a fight, bouncer kicks him out again. He runs all the way around the building one more time, and the bouncer's waiting on him at the door this time. He says, "Nah, you ain't coming in there." And the guy was like, "God damn, man, how many bars do you work at?" Fucking Papa told me that joke when I was like 15.
Oh, yeah? That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
I've heard you tell it a couple times.
Yeah, I love that joke.
Yeah. Reminds me of the lion and the gorilla.
Yeah, oh my God. Don't tell that one. This is just a joke podcast. Hang on. Actually, we need to pause for a second. I gotta go use the restroom.
Okay.
Okay, and we're back.
Yep. Eads had to race like a Russian piss horse.
I really did. Had to go. And now I get to do it again in like an hour because now I have a tall glass of water.
Yeah, nice, refreshing aqua.
Okay, so it's 4:20. We might as well talk about it.
Yeah.
I think we should be legal.
Yeah, I do too.
100%.
If anything, just to take the drug dealer out of it.
Yeah, you have to go to some sketchy places if you want to buy weed right now, like in the Bible Belt states.
Yeah. Because, like, that's scary shit, man.
Yeah.
Drug dealers are not cool people sometimes.
Did you see that episode of The Simpsons where, yeah, I think it was The Simpsons, where some of the people, like, they weren't comfortable walking into a store and just buying weed like it was groceries. So, like, Homer opened up a weed store that was just, like, a room that has a couch and a TV. And there's some sketchy guy on the couch with his feet up on the ottoman and a bag of weed sitting on the table.
No, I didn't see that.
And the guy that drives the school bus is like, "Oh, hey, man." He was all about it.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I remember. You remember that episode of South Park where medical marijuana becomes legal, and so Randy wants to go get cancer, and so he sticks his balls in the microwave.
Don't worry about it, Sam. I'm just gonna get a little bit of cancer, okay?
Just a little bit of cancer, okay? Sitting there smoking, trying to get as much sun as he can.
Yeah. His balls get so big he can use it as a fucking hippity hop.
Yep. And all the other men in South Park are like, "Oh my God, look at his balls!"
And the women love him.
Yeah.
The faces they make. Like, what?
What?
They just leave the room.
That would get kind of annoying. Have to tote your balls around in a freaking wheelbarrow, though.
There's a guy that has to do that.
For real?
Yeah, he came on Howard Stern years ago.
Wow.
He said he rolled over one day. And he was a heavyset guy. I think he was kind of built like me.
Yeah.
Honestly. And he said he just rolled over one day and he flopped his leg down real hard when he woke up. And he said he mashed his nut. And he said it swole up a little bit, and then it just swole and swole and swole and just kept getting bigger and bigger until it was literally as big as a watermelon.
Jesus Christ.
He has to wear hoodies upside down as pants. So
Oh my God, I've seen this guy.
Yeah, so he can put the fucking hood over his sack.
Yeah.
That's his fucking testicle.
Dude, like, all jokes aside, that guy probably does not enjoy his life.
And the shit is, like, doctors are like, well, we need to remove this, clearly. And he's like, no, I want to save it. He said, help me save it.
Dude, that thing's probably going to kill you.
Yeah, like
your nuts are not supposed to be that big, bro.
Yeah, that is, like, literally he grew a watermelon tumor. Like, that maybe it's just a collection of blood.
I don't know. I'm not smart enough to decipher that. I mean,
Whatever
it could just
it
be
is.
like a fatty growth.
A fatty corpuscle?
Yeah, I was trying to say that, but I didn't think I could actually get it out.
I don't even know what that is. I just know the comedian.
Fatty Arbuckle. That was a real guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would suck, man. Especially, you start getting older, your balls get a little saggier.
Dude, if my nut is the size of a watermelon, I think his wife left him.
Yeah, I imagine he can't do a whole lot.
Yeah.
He probably can't hold down a job. Like
He said pissing is terrible.
I could imagine.
It just runs down the side of that thing.
Yeah, so now you smell
Like his dick is gone. He doesn't have a dick.
Like you just smell terrible.
All day long. And your sack is like exposed all the time.
Yeah. Like, see, that's the kind of thing that I feel bad about. Because there's other things that people claim to be medical conditions that I don't feel bad about at all. Like, have you ever watched My 600-Pound Life?
Yeah.
I don't feel bad for those people.
You don't know what it's like to be my weight.
Well, that's self-inflicted. Put the fucking fork down.
Yeah, you can walk your way out.
Yeah. But, like, that guy, that's a real medical condition that, he had no control over that.
Yeah.
One thing to be fat, but to have watermelon-sized testicles.
Yeah, but, like, he could just have it removed and it's all gone. Nightmare's over.
I mean, yeah, there is that. So that part I don't feel bad about because, like, dude, come on. Like,
cut it out. He had people wanting to get rid of it, like, a long time ago.
And, something like that is not that difficult to do.
No, it's just a nut.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, mentally, I guess it could be difficult because, as a man, you hold your nuts in some self-esteem. There's some sense of esteem.
Yeah, but dude, it changed his life. It changed the way his life works. He has to haul around on a cart.
Yeah, no, I would get that joker cut out.
Yeah, dude. Like, if I need a fucking guitar strap for my testicles, we got too much testicles.
Dude, okay, silver lining. You get the nut removed, get the ball skin tanned. Now you got leather. You can make stuff out of that.
Oh my God.
You can make a guitar strap out of your ball skin.
A nutsack guitar strap.
Or you can make a belt.
I am a strong, independent nutsack. You don't need no balls. Fucking
dude, I would rock it.
A fucking just your own nutsack right there.
Yeah.
There's Cujo and Spike's nesting grounds right there.
Oh yeah. Plus, too, like you said, he doesn't have a dick anymore.
Yeah,
I value my dick much more than my balls.
Yeah, his sack just swallowed his dick.
Yeah, no, I'm cutting that joker out.
Yeah.
It's gonzo, buddy. Like, it's been real nice knowing you, Lefty, but you got to go, bro.
Homeboy values that thing more than he values, like,
his own schwanz.
His own schwanz?
Schwanz.
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 Yeah.
I get it. It just takes me longer.
It's okay. It'd be that way.
Fucking. Yeah.
You know what that makes me think of, too?
What?
So there's this guy down in, like, South America who holds the world record for the world's biggest Johnson.
Wow.
But it's a tumor.
Mm.
Like, his dick is literally encased. Like, he has a normal-sized penis that is encased in a tumor. And that's how he got to be the world's biggest dick. But he can't use it anymore. Like, it's so big. Just, number one, good luck finding a woman to put that in.
Mm. How big are we talking? Is this like a fucking 20 feet long? What is this?
No, it's not that big, but it's like, it's well over like 1.5 feet.
Wow.
And it's probably as big around as, like, let's see here, something to reference it. Probably a little bit smaller than the, like, smaller circumference than a average, paper towel roll. Like a full paper towel roll.
Hmm. But
it's all tumor and skin. It's not like his whole dick is inside that.
It doesn't really work.
No, it doesn't work at all. You can't get a boner.
Can't pee?
he pees out of it some kind of how, but like,
I bet that shit is nasty.
gotta be just god awful. You think about it too, you know, this is South America we're talking about, so this guy lives in like a fucking hut.
I was listening to a podcast recently about South America, like the rainforests and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's I don't remember what his name is. It's that guy. Did you ever see that Discovery Channel show, Eaten Alive? They had this dude put on a suit and he's going to let an anaconda swallow him.
No. Oh my God. Somebody was actually going to do that?
Yeah.
You would not catch my fat ass anywhere near that shit.
The guy was actually, you know, he goes down to the Amazon pretty regularly. And he's been going down there since he was like 17 or some shit like that.
Is this the same guy that does like get bit by insects?
No. Not that guy.
No. That guy.
I know who you're talking about.
That guy's nuts too.
Yeah. I don't remember what it was that he let bite him. The last video of his I saw, he fucking had to tap out. It was like oh, fuck. I think it was a centipede.
Oh. Yeah, the centipedes will fuck you up, man.
Yeah.
Be careful of those things.
Damn. Anyway.
Is it the centipede or the millipede that's really, really bad?
Centipede.
Yeah.
I think millipede is like a cow. It's basically harmless. Like a caterpillar.
Yeah. I think it's the lower amount of legs is the bad one.
Yeah. The flat fucking snaky one. Millipede's slow.
Yeah. They don't really do much to humans, at least.
Yeah. The centipedes are terrifying.
Yeah. Bugs are weird.
Imagine a giant centipede.
No, thank you.
Imagine a centipede the size of a car.
Yeah, no thank you.
What about...
It kind of brings me back to the conversation we had a while back ago, like if humans were in the food chain like we used to be, like modern day, but you still got to worry about getting eaten by a lion.
Yeah.
You just on your way to work one day and all of a sudden a freaking puma comes out of nowhere.
You're prey.
Yeah.
No, on your way to work, you have to evade death.
Now you're late to your fucking data entry job, and you got a lion chasing after you.
And it becomes part of everyday life. Like you're on your way to work, you spill your coffee on your favorite shirt, and you look back and you see the lion chasing you, like, oh, great! You fucking take off.
Now it's not even terrifying, it's just a hassle.
Yeah. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
And if you live up north, you know, polar bears.
Yeah.
That would suck.
That would suck.
Yeah, what were you saying about the eating alive guy?
Oh, yeah. He spent a lot of time, like, in the Amazon trying to save it because, you know, poaching and mining is kind of killing it because they have rubber trees and shit.
Yeah. You know, sidebar. Henry Ford was actually going to make a whole, like, basically a country within a country. I think it was in Brazil, you know, in the rainforest part of Brazil. Because of the rubber. They were going to call it Rubber Town. They were going to make tires and other stuff for Ford.
And Tree Blight got him.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you can't cultivate rubber trees like that. Tree Blight takes over. They have to just grow randomly.
Kind of weird like that.
Yeah. Too many of them draws a blight.
What is a blight?
Is
it like a sickness, or is it like a?
They said it was
pest?
a leaf blight. I think it's a disease.
Oh, okay.
That they pass around to one another.
That is so weird that plants can get diseases.
Yeah, I think it's just that so many of them are likely to get it that if you plant a whole bunch of them, one of them at least is going to have it and is going to give it to the rest of them.
Yeah. Really weird.
Yeah. But, you know, that it kind of sucks that happened because it made the Amazon the main resource for rubber, for all the shit that we needed at, like, the fucking Industrial Revolution.
Yeah.
Like, all of a sudden now we need tires and hoses and, you know, other shit made of rubber.
Condoms. Yeah.
But yeah. So if we were able to cultivate them, it'd have been awesome. Like the rainforest wouldn't have been as destroyed as it is now.
So wait, do they still use the rubber trees to make tires, or have they synthesized it?
I think they still. Yeah, I think the majority of tires are still made from rubber trees.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yep.
Kind of crazy.
Isn't it though? And yeah, the dude. Anyway, the eaten alive thing. The guy was. He didn't really want to get eaten alive, and he didn't succeed. By the way.
Probably, if you think about it, that probably is a success in not getting eaten alive.
Yeah.
Was that all you had on that one?
I lost my train of thought.
No.
But yeah, like his whole idea was to. He wanted to make a show about the Amazon rainforest just to, promote awareness that, all this poaching and all this, illegal mining and cutting is happening. They're
Yeah.
destroying this fucking habitat. And it's a crime because it's beautiful.
Yeah. So did you know that there's a theory that's pretty well founded that the Amazon rainforest is actually man-made?
Yeah, he addressed that in that same podcast. He said that was stupid as fuck.
I don't think so.
He said it was strictly biased based on his own walking around it, like, he just has spent so much time there, and he's just so utterly convinced that it's wild. Like he's he says like it's the only wild place there is anymore in his eyes, really.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not going to try to discredit him or anything because I've never been to the Amazon, and obviously he has.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the theory seems to hold up because it's not just like humans went out there and planted all those trees. What the theory promotes is that, the ancient Amazonians, the Aztecs and all the other ones that I don't remember, the Incas and all the rest of them.
The Mayans.
The Mayans, yeah. So, as the theory goes, they were doing agriculture. So what they did, they would go through and clear out land so that they could plant crops. Well, when, they would either die off or move on or whatever, all this open space, when you have open space, that promotes underbrush growth. And so the underbrush starts to thrive, and then the underbrush becomes the overbrush, and then other things kind of take over the spots there. And so it promoted this giant boom of plant growth after they got done using it for their crop growing. And that's where they kind of got the Amazon rainforest.
Honestly, that wouldn't surprise me. Like, not in the least.
Yeah.
Over millions of years.
Yeah, that's why it kind of seems to hold water to me anyway.
Yeah.
But who am I? I'm just some dude.
Yeah. I think there's just like, some people who like are all about the wilderness, like some kind of offense they take to it, what they might call arrogance.
Yeah.
Like the arrogance to believe that we're at the center of that thing is like, that's definitely something they would say. That's definitely something that guy would say.
Well, I mean, on one hand, yeah, they kind of have a point.
It's logic and reason, though, that there's evidence of us everywhere.
Yeah, well, and human beings up until the very, very most recent have been part of the food chain. We weren't always at the top. There was things that we did, we got eaten, by bigger things that actually had the proper weaponry to go up against us. We, as humans, had to make our own weaponry, with spears and rocks and all kinds of other things to defend ourselves and to be able to feed ourselves. But, there was other things that just naturally had these things like, bears, tigers, all the other myriad of things that could have eaten us over the eons that humans have been around. And, I mean, it kind of makes sense, It's the way I look at it is through like the North American kind of deal, where there's this notion out west called what do they call it? It's like replainsifying, where they want to reintroduce bison and a few other things and get the natural grasslands back up. But there's a problem with that. So if you start reintroducing bison to areas, you're going to have to pick and choose where you put them, because the B factor is that if you put too many of them out there and they start doing really good, well, now you're going to have to deal with bison on the highway.
Yeah, they're going to be everywhere.
I don't know if you've seen a bison recently, but they're pretty fucking big.
Yeah.
They're very fucking big.
Like, one of the big reasons they went extinct is because of, how many of them there were in the first place. Every wagon would come across at least one,
Yeah, you very rarely would come across one. You'd come across 1,000 of them.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, but there was another guy too. I was listening to him talk about the bison thing. That it was Steven Ranella, actually. I talked about him a little while ago. But there was a point in time, like when white man first came to North America, there was a bunch of bison all over the place. You couldn't shake a stick without hitting a couple of them.
Excuse me.
And white people left right after the Christopher Columbus times and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And when they came back, there was far less, like far less. And what they think happened was the natives, they got introduced to horses, and so they became much better
killing bisons.
They got real good at killing bison.
It's like the episode of the Wild Thornberrys where Eliza gives a bird a toothpick, or teaches it to make toothpicks out of
a cactus. Yeah, I remember that one.
And they end up eating all the grubs, so the grubs never hatch.
Yeah, and then they ran out of food and proceeded to die off, which is not what they told you in the Nickelodeon show. But yeah, the early Native Americans basically were hunting themselves out of a food source.
Yeah.
The Europeans had all. They basically went back in time and gave a caveman an AR-15.
Unga bunga.
Yeah. That's got me thinking about something. So I heard about this today. You ever heard of a guy named David Cho?
Yeah. He the really long bearded Asian fella? Went on Joe Rogan a few times.
Yeah, he's been on Rogan a couple times.
Spent some time in Africa.
Yeah, spent a lot of time in Africa. He sidebar to that, he's also got this he's part of this show on Netflix called Beef with what's his name? David Young or something other like that. The guy that played Glenn on The Walking Dead.
Oh, okay.
It's him and Ali Wong, and they have this rivalry going based off of a road rage incident that those two had together. But I was listening to him on somebody's podcast today, and this dude is a fucking trip. Like a trip and a half even. He was talking about how he was doing psychedelics with this shaman fella out in the wilderness, out in fucking Africa or South America somewhere. And when he does these psychedelics, he goes and meets this alien fella. That's a pretty prominent thing, I guess, for him. Whenever he does psychedelics, he basically always meets the same alien fella. And he always has conversations with him, and he always delivers these conversations like he's watching a comedian. So he's got this timing and delivery, like almost like how you would watch Eddie Murphy, back in the day. And he told him, and I learned this too, this is fucking nuts. Did you know there's a thing called the Mongolian birthmark? Mm-mm. So Western science says that sometime around the Mongol, like what's the guy's name?
Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan. Somewhere around Genghis Khan's time, that dude fucked so much. He spread around this one recessive gene that keeps popping up in a whole bunch of people. It's some like 90% of Asians, like 80% of people of African descent, and a smaller portion, like 10%, in white folks.
Wow.
And what it is this birthmark on people's asses. I am dead fucking serious.
Genghis Khan is a mark on the ass of humanity.
Yeah. Genghis Khan, I think, gets credited with a lot more stuff than he may deserve. I don't know.
Yeah, he was kind of, from what it sounds like, he was kind of a monster.
Yeah, he take a lot.
He take.
Supposedly he had some like 13,000 children somewhere in there.
Oh, yeah. Did we say on the podcast?
What take mean?
Well, I know we said what take mean, but Verthag. We had a huge Verthag moment today.
Oh, no, we haven't.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me get on about the fucking the birthmark real quick.
Do it.
So all these percentages of the world's population has this birthmark when they're born, and then it eventually fades away. But it's a giant blue spot on their asses. And it's in Western science, it's credited to Genghis Khan and how he took a lot.
Wow.
But so David Cho, whenever he meets this alien fella, he think of an alien. That's basically what he describes. Big head, big eyes, slender body, and his alien is blue. And so David Cho's talking to the alien, and the alien tells him, like, motherfucker, you think you're Asian? You're not Asian. You're a fucking alien. How the fuck do you think you got here? Fucking me and my homies came down here when you guys was nothing but monkeys, and one of us fucked your monkey, and then now down the generations, you're not yellow, you're blue, motherfucker. Think about that birthmark on your ass when you were born. That you were blue. And so he goes on this whole rant about how this alien tells him how people came about. But supposedly, the aliens, they don't have dicks. They don't reproduce that way. They reproduce with their mind. And so they came down here and mind fucked a monkey, like a semi-hairless monkey, with their mind. And because they don't have dicks, Asians got little dicks because, early humans had dicks. They didn't have dicks. And so it cross-pollinated. I swear to God, this is what this man said.
I could just imagine like the fucking the pins in the wall with the string connecting.
That's exactly what it is.
Oh my God. Oh, that's hilarious. Thank you for sharing that.
That was the standout comment to me. It was like, how do you think you got a little dick, motherfucker? It's because we don't have one and you guys did. You got the median. You got put in the middle.
Oh, man. Jeez. Oh. Oh, shit.
What was the thing you were going to talk about a second ago?
It's not nearly as funny. Fucking no, you can't follow that with Verthag.
Oh yeah, Verthag. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of hard to follow aliens not having dicks, and that's why you have a small one.
We'll circle back around.
Yeah.
We never did actually discuss why weed should be legal. We just said weed should be legal, man.
Oh.
We carried on.
Yeah. Well, we kind of talked about how shitty drug dealers are.
Oh, right. Yeah. But
Yeah, you know how like if they made marijuana legal, one, it's going to cut down on so much crime. Because think about like the prison system and how many people are in there for having, a baggie of weed.
yeah.
You get caught because your tail lights out or something. All of a sudden, the officer's sniffing. Got Barney Fife and his bloodhound. They find a baggie of weed or a fucking pipe or
Now you are fucked.
yeah. No, now you're in handcuffs and you're going to jail because you wanted to go home and smoke a bowl.
Yep.
And eat some Cheerios and watch Cheech and Chong.
Ain't that some shit?
Yeah.
We were missing out on so much in taxes alone.
Oh yeah, Colorado's basically rebuilt their entire road system and their school system off of marijuana sales.
They can afford prime time.
Yeah.
Prime time. He went to Colorado to coach.
But yeah, man, just that alone. Plus, weed ain't never hurt nobody. You get like Cat Williams said. Happy, hungry, sleepy.
Yeah.
That's about all you really get out of marijuana.
And paranoid.
A little bit of paranoid.
Yeah.
There is a weird subsection of marijuana users that I don't think a lot of people recognize. Is that there's a small percentage of the population that if they start smoking or, eating weed is a weird one because I think that kind of ups the chances of what I'm talking about to happen.
Yeah.
But you can smoke yourself into a schizophrenic state.
Yeah, you really can. I remember, so I've tried edibles once. And honestly, I liked it. I really enjoyed it. But it was so weird for that to come on all by itself.
Yeah.
Without smoking anything.
Yeah, I could see that being an odd one.
It was really, it was sort of spooky. But, So, a lot of arguments for the legalization of marijuana, the marichain.
Yeah, the devil's lettuce.
The devil's lettuce, if you will.
Yeah, Johnny Red Eye.
The chronic.
The back bush.
The reefer. The weed.
Sticky icky.
The flower.
That marijuana cigarette.
Fucking no, you can't die from it. You literally cannot overdose from it.
The only way you can die from marijuana is if you lit like 17 pounds of it on fire and sat in a room with it. But then you just die of smoke inhalation.
Yeah, well, that's what they tested on a goat. They made a goat inhale nothing but smoke from weed burning for like 2 minutes straight, and it died. And they're like, oh, well, it's deadly.
Yeah, but the same thing would happen with wood.
Or air.
And wood's not illegal.
Yeah.
Well, if you inhaled nothing but air, you would be alive, Eads.
Well, no, but like if they put his fucking face in a bag.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean.
But anyway.
Yeah, it's suffocation.
Yeah.
Is the point of it.
Yeah. They just suffocated him.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And another point is that it's not habit forming. And I'm just going to have to disagree. I think anything is habit forming. I think that's a silly thing to claim.
I kind of agree with you. I don't think it's the marijuana specifically that is the habit forming part. I think it is human dependency. It's a coping mechanism for a lot of folks. But
everything can be a coping mechanism.
Yeah, I mean, alcohol is a coping mechanism, although it's arguably addictive.
I can walk.
Video games.
Yeah,
video games are a coping mechanism for a lot of people, and for the most part, it is not addictive. But if you have a certain type of personality, you could become addicted to video games.
Absolutely, you can become addicted to literally anything. I can walk to the store and buy a Dr. Pepper right now. That is a extremely addictive item. Like, I've been addicted to sodas for as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
I was drinking soda as a baby.
Yeah.
Like,
that's probably not good.
No. Like, it might explain my physique a little bit.
A little bit. Oh, speaking of physique, So something that, most people would consider a good thing. I was addicted to the gym for a while there. I was a real gym bro. I was there 2 times a day, 7 days a week.
Sounds fun.
Depends on how you look at it. But, I didn't have a life. I spent my life in the gym. I had a great body because of it, but I didn't have a girlfriend, so it was kind of wasted.
Yeah. So, like, whenever I was in good shape working at the sawmill and stuff, like, I kind of wasted it.
Yeah.
Like, I did some running around. I got some, but not. There was a lot of really lonely times.
Yeah. Yeah. That was the same with the gym, and that's where the addiction kind of comes in because it becomes your coping mechanism. So instead of going out and getting a life, you rely on your mechanism. Either, work. Some people it's work. I got that way for a while with the job that I have now. I got addicted to being the guy.
Yeah.
I was the guy for a lot of things. And so I worried more about work than I did my actual life. And some things went to the wayside that shouldn't have.
Yeah.
It's to your point, anything can be addictive.
But I agree with. So it's not. I wouldn't say it's any more addictive than anything else. Like there's. So, caffeine is designed to be addictive. It's highly addictive, and there's nothing similar to that in weed. I agree with that. But literally anything is addictive. Like buying dice is addictive. It's
Can confirm.
But just with weed, it's a psychological dependency you develop. For this, it's a chemical dependency.
Yeah. Well, and I kind of disagree with that statement there. This being why. So if you look at the chemical, like there's not technically anything chemically addictive in marijuana, but when you smoke marijuana, it releases endorphins, the feel-good drugs in your brain, which I can't remember the names of right now.
Dopamine.
Dopamine. There you go. So you smoke marijuana, and it releases dopamine in your brain. That is what is addictive. The dopamine. It's just like, take myself, for example, when I was addicted to the gym, quote unquote. You get that big lift. Like, I remember the first time I ever squatted 315. That's 3 plates on each side. I was fucking ecstatic. That was a rush for me. Because I accomplished something that was really hard, and so I felt good about it, and so that releases the dopamine. So you want to do more. It's just like with marijuana. You smoke that joint, dopamine gets released, you feel good. You watch that movie, it makes you laugh, there's more dopamine. So I don't think there's an addictive chemical, in marijuana. I think it's the aftermath, the dopamine in your brain that gets released because of it.
We got moths flying around in here.
Yeah, it's kind of distracting.
But yeah, I completely agree. The dopamine is huge. Well, there was a whole episode of South Park about like Stan's gambling addiction, or his addiction to the game where he spent a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
So like, he had to go to AA because he was spending too much money on this fucking Terrence and Phillip game on his phone.
Yeah.
Spent like $30,000 or something.
Jesus Christ.
On a game that wasn't worth 50 cents.
Yeah, that's a bit excessive.
Yeah. But his dad's Lord, so whatever.
La la la, I am Lord.
Like, Stan, do you have any idea how many songs I have to write to pay back all this money? 1. Gah!
God, I forgot Randy was Lord.
Yeah. And he goes through the 12-step program. You got to call out to a higher power. You got to reach out to a higher power for help and just admit that you don't have any control over what's happening. And he goes to his room and he sits down and he prays, and Satan shows up. Satan just erupts on his floor. Why doth thou summon me? I'm having problems with addiction. And Satan sits down with a fucking chart and then explains dopamine to him. It's like, so you got like dopamine, right? And that's like rabbits and fish and shit, right? They need dopamine so they want to eat and breed. Fucking
I love Satan.
yeah.
South Park Satan.
That's a clip, dude. I'm gonna turn that into a button. I love Satan. Fucking.
Remember when him and Saddam broke up?
I was just about.
And he was dating
when,
Chris.
I'm sorry.
He was dating that guy named Chris. It was like a real beta male.
Who was that?
When Satan and Saddam broke up.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That shit was funny.
That was hilarious. Oh my god.
And
Saddam Hussein dated Satan.
And then so Satan had killed Saddam in the movie Bigger, Longer, and Uncut.
He went to heaven.
Yeah, and then he comes back and he's like, "Well, where am I gonna go? Detroit?"
Yeah.
Like, well, yeah, I guess.
Right.
Sorry, I kind of derailed your whole topic there.
You're fine. What were? Damn it! There was something I was. Oh yeah, yeah. It's Satan.
Satan explaining dopamine to Stan.
And he had to fight Man Bear Pig. He got his shit pushed in by Man Bear Pig.
Yeah.
Fucking. That was an epic fight.
Was that in the streaming wars?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
like-
because the PP, he was gonna take over the world.
Yeah. Oh my god, I hated the PP.
Yeah, had all the celebrities swimming in the pee pool.
The color yellow really does make you hate stuff.
Yeah, it's not a flattering color.
Yeah.
Like, there's only a certain few things that look good in yellow. Like, okay, I'm a big car guy. Love cars. Like, I want all the cars. There's only like 3 cars that look good at yellow, though. There's basically any Corvette, Ferraris for basically the same reason. Like, there's the 360 Modena. It came out in like 1998 or something like that. And they had one that I saw that was canary yellow. Beautiful. And Jeeps. I think Jeeps look good in yellow. Only certain ones though, like old, like CJ7 Jeeps. Those look good in yellow.
I think some VW wagons can look pretty good in yellow.
A Beetle can get away with it. I don't think it necessarily looks good. I don't think it looks bad, but
I just
I'm
remember
not.
seeing some yellow ones, I think.
Yeah, they had some yellow ones.
It's just such a weird looking car in the first place.
Yeah. Are you talking about the buses or the Beetles?
The Beetles.
Yeah.
The Bugs.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of them can get away with it.
But, yeah.
I kind of want a Baja Bug. You ever seen one of those?
Yeah, I think I have.
I think those things are cool.
I want one of those. What do they call them? Slingshots?
Oh, the little 3-wheeled car thing?
Yeah.
Dude, no.
I want one of those so bad.
No.
They look so cool.
They're so gay, though.
No, they're not. They're not gay. That shit's awesome.
That's gay.
Your face is gay. That thing looks cool.
My face
Dude,
is not gay.
We were at the pond. A dude pulled up in one of those, and it was just fucking awesome. It was sharp, dude. Had red and metallic, like cherry paint, like powder coated. It fucking had black trim. God, the thing was fucking amazing looking. Like,
I don't like them.
I don't understand why.
It's so dumb. It's like those 3.
What's dumb about it? Is because it's different?
No, I like weird shit.
That's a weird thing.
I like a lot of weird things, but I cannot get behind those, man. I'm sorry.
What's wrong with them? Why don't you like them?
It's just not. It just doesn't make sense. Like, if you're gonna have a car, have a car.
It's a go-kart.
It's not a go-kart.
It feels like a go-kart.
It probably handles like one, but then at the same time, like, you have one contact surface that is driving you. So the rear wheel is the single wheel, and that's where the power gets put down. So it's gonna handle weird. It's gonna not put, like, if you had more than 200 horsepower, That thing's gonna spin tire every time you put your foot on the gas. It's so lightweight in the rear end, and you have one contact surface.
I don't think it's a let's haul ass vehicle.
No, I mean it's a beach cruiser, is what it is basically. Yeah. And I guess in that aspect it's fine, but it's just not practical. It's not what I want out of a car.
Yeah, it's not even a car.
It is.
It's a motorcycle. It is classified as a motorcycle in every state. It's illegal in Texas because Texas said, motorcycles have saddles.
That's a very Texas thing to say, yeah.
Yeah. They said that to qualify as a motorcycle, you must have a saddle, and it doesn't have one of those.
So you can't drive one in Texas?
Mm-mm. They're not legal in Texas. Not street legal.
Huh.
But yeah,
well, good
everywhere
for
else
Texas.
you have to get a motorcycle license. It's got a motorcycle plate.
That is ridiculous.
It's considered a motorcycle. That's why you can buy them from,
Extreme Power Sports.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, okay, I guess I could see it. It's still weird.
That's just what they have to classify it as. It's not a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Like
if I was going to spend that kind of money on a car, because I mean they're like several $1,000s.
Yeah.
Like,
and what I hate about them is that you're outdoors. Like there's not an inside, and it's closer to a car than it is to a motorcycle. But it's still you're not cased in at all. You're outside.
Well, I mean, you have roll bars, but I mean it's basically the same concept as the Jeep or a convertible. You have an open top. It still has doors, most of them, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but I don't want an open top.
Well, then buy a regular car.
That's my point.
Well, I thought you were arguing for them, not against them.
I said, but one thing I wouldn't like is being outside.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it was fun in the Jeep.
Yeah, but we were teenagers.
Yeah, I do have to say, I will agree with you there. I learned my lesson. I will never have another Jeep as a daily driver. It is just the worst kind of vehicle for that. It is not a daily driver. It is a really fun toy. It's an awesome get around town on the weekends. But if it is any kind of bad weather outside, I'm taking the truck.
It would have been nice for like driving around the fort or something, like on base, where the primary speed limit is 25.
Yeah,
probably been pretty fun.
Yeah, on a nice clear day, it's awesome.
Yeah,
I would take it to work from time to time. If it's a nice day, I know it's not going to rain. I'll take the top off and just ride it.
Driving around Fort Benning is like therapy for road rage. Like I have much less active road rage on weeks when I get to drive around Fort Benning.
Yeah.
Because no one's allowed to be crazy. Like super duper slow mo.
Because those MPs, man, they will fuck you up.
They will. And when you're driving a government vehicle, you obey this traffic laws.
I bet you do.
They're tracking you.
It's kind of funny because like when we were younger, I don't remember you really having road rage.
No, it just sort of developed over time.
Yeah, that's fair. Mine did too. Dude, I had real rage the other day. I gotta tell you about this. So, I got into an altercation with this crackhead lady.
Yep.
I went into the gas station by where I work one morning. They have breakfast in there.
Mm-hmm.
They have like a little cafe. You go up, you tell them what you want. My personal favorite is a sausage link, egg, and cheese on toast with a bowl of grits. Cheese grits, to be exact.
I like the sausage patty. Sausage patty, excuse me.
I'm a link guy. I don't really care for the patty.
Yeah, you look like a wiener guy.
Okay, fuck you for one.
Sorry. That was very low hanging fruit, and it wasn't even all that good.
No.
Should have passed.
Yeah, you should have. Anyway, so I go up there. I'm gonna go get my breakfast and stuff, and I park, and there's a woman and this little shitty Buick parked next to me, and I go to get out of my vehicle, and when I do that, like I'm wearing my steel toes. They're a little bit longer than my usual boots, so I try to be cognizant of where my door goes. Because quit focusing on the damn.
It's just a spider.
Yeah, it is a spider.
And didn't it make you stop when you realize it's a spider?
Yeah, it is weird.
How did he get in here? I get the moths. Where did he come from?
Maybe he rode in on the back of them.
Weird.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway.
I didn't mean to derail you there.
It's all right. Kind of derailed myself. But anyway, so I go to get out, and I'm usually pretty cognizant of where my door goes. Basis of the story, because I don't want to hit somebody. Because I had a bad experience like that when I was a kid. And anyway, I go to get out, close my door, I start walking to the front door of the building, and I just hear this blood-curdling crackhead voice go, "You hit my car! Hey, you hit my car!" And I think to myself, like, God, whoever that lady's yelling at, I feel bad for them. And she keeps going. "You hit my car!" And I turn around finally and was like, "Oh shit, she's yelling at me."
And you didn't hit her car.
I don't think I did, no. I'm very positive. If anything, I think I might have brushed it with my hip, and maybe that's what she was thinking. But
Continue, so it gets more apparent.
Yeah. So I go, shit, she's talking to me. And I turn around and I go back over there. And she is just yelling at me, like trying to berate me, basically. Saying, "This is going to cost me $45 at the mechanic to fix this." And I'm looking and I'm like, how can you tell what I did, supposedly, versus everything fucking else wrong with your car? Like, this side of this thing was all banged up and dinged up, and parts of it are rusted. I'm like, what?
Yeah, she was trying to get some free money.
That's what I think.
That was a scam.
I'm pretty sure. I'm like, what in the hell kind of shit is going on now? Like,
that's why she said it's going to cost $45. She wanted you to just give her $45.
I ain't giving that woman shit.
Fuck no.
Fuck that bitch. You old cunt. It's like, she looked like she was about 65, but in all actuality, she was probably like 32.
Eep.
Yeah. And anyway,
Crack be that way though.
It do be. People don't think it be that way, but it do though. And so I go over there, and she's berating the shit out of me, and I'm looking around and like, okay, how in the hell could this possibly be my fault? And I go to open the door to like see if maybe I could have done it, which I'll give her this one little benefit of the doubt, and I'll say that it could have been possible that I did. But had she not done what she had done, I wouldn't have acted the way I did. Because as she kept going and fucking going, and I just started seeing red. Like, I'm usually a pretty calm individual. I can keep my shit together. But that bitch brought it out of me.
When did this happen?
This was like Monday or Tuesday.
Continue.
You know, I think it was Tuesday. No, it was Monday. It was Monday. And so I lost it. I was like, "Fuck you, you old bitch. I didn't fucking hit your car." And so we end up going at it for a second there. She goes and gets back in her car and is just sitting there yelling at her fucking steering wheel. And I'm like, this chick is crazy.
Yeah, you needed to get out of there.
Yeah. So I actually moved my vehicle. I took it from that spot, and I just put a little bit of space in between me and her and put it on the very front of the building where there was an open spot. And I say out loud, I'm going to go check the camera. Because that gas station has cameras all over the place. They're a truck stop too, so they got truckers coming in and out, and they, I guess, insurance purposes, whatever. I go in and talk to the people. I'm like, "Look, there's this lady out there saying I hit her car. Yada, yada, yada. Can you check the tape? Maybe see something that I missed. You know, see if I actually did hit her car." And they go in there, and the camera that they had pointed in that direction didn't catch it. It's a weird angle because the parking spots are right up against the building. And I say, all right, well, I'm going to go try and finish dealing with this fucking insane person. And I go out there, and she has now moved. So she pulled out of her space, went around the gas pumps, and is like blocking me in now. And is taking pictures of the back of my car. And I'm like, okay, well, this is not cool. I'm not okay with this. No, this is not how this is going to go down. And so I go walk over to her car door because she's sitting in her car still. And I go over there, and as soon as I do, she fucking peels off out of the parking lot and leaves. I'm just like, well, this probably isn't going to end good.
You hadn't heard any more about it?
Not yet, so I'm not done, actually.
Uh-oh.
So I walk back inside and go get my breakfast because fuck it at this point. Go get it and get back in my car, and I think to myself, you know what? I probably need to be the bigger person, or if not the bigger person, at least go tattletale before she gets a chance to. So I'm a self-report. So I call 911. The lady answers it, and she says, "Hello, this is 911. What's your emergency?" And I've called the cops. Well, I've dialed 911 probably, I think, 4 times now in my life. And this being the 4th. It's always an awkward conversation. I was like, well, I don't know if this is necessarily counts as an emergency, but I need some directions here.
Need some directions.
And she goes, okay, well, tell me what's going on. I was like, okay, well, I'm in the parking lot, and I tell her where the situation happens and stuff. And she's like, okay, well, did she leave? Like, yeah, she's gone. Like, okay, well, I need you to do this, and you go on the website and fill out a report. We don't send cops out for this kind of thing anymore. I'm like, well, okay. Just to be clear, I have to go back to work, and I'll do it on my computer. If I do that, is that going to count as like leaving the scene of a crime? Am I going to get in trouble for that? She says, no, she's already gone. So, I mean, what are you going to do about it? And I was like, yeah, I guess you got a point.
Fair.
Yeah. Actually, I think I have. I do. This is the actual police report.
Wow. Just in your shirt pocket, huh?
Yeah, well, I had printed it off just to like have as a reference.
Yeah.
And I just had it sitting there at my desk since like Monday or Tuesday, and I just finally was like, you know what, I probably don't need to leave this sitting here, so I'm going to take it home with me now. And it's been in my shirt pocket all day. Yeah, that's probably the maddest I've been in a while. Was that freaking crackhead?
Yeah, I can imagine. Especially when you know what's happening. Fucking crackhead's trying to shake you down.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even turn the fuck around. I just kept walking. If somebody come at me fucking all crazy, they can't possibly be talking to me. I would have just kept going.
I'm a man. I am not smart sometimes.
I'm a man. I'm not smart sometimes. But, you know. It depends. Some days, it's good to get that shit out sometimes, honestly.
Yeah.
Crazy shit happens in parking lots.
It does. Always seems like anytime you see a crazy video of somebody getting in a fight,
it's in a parking lot.
It's always in a parking lot. Dude. Oh my God. Okay. I just remembered this. One of the guys at work showed me this video last week, I think it was. And there's these 2 chicks, and they get into an altercation in the parking lot. So they're at a car. It's like a Dodge Challenger or something like that, and it's sitting at a gas pump. And this girl, and she's wearing like a skirt dress thing. She comes up and just starts wailing on the windshield and on the hood, the windows, all that shit. She is just beating the hell out of this car with like a baseball bat or a tire iron or something like that. And she's yelling and all this, that, and the other. And her boyfriend, I assume some other male entity comes up and is like trying to drag her away, be like, man, you can't do this. trying to be the voice of reason and stuff. And this other, like, Amazon chick gets out of the car with her purse, pulls a gun out of the purse, and then just starts fucking unloading.
Jesus.
And the crazy thing, this is on Instagram that I saw this video on. This wasn't on some other crazy website where you see fucked up stuff. This was on Instagram. Pulls a gun out, starts shooting. She fired, like, I think maybe 4 shots. You don't hear nothing from that other girl.
Damn it.
So, pretty sure first shot she took hit its mark. That girl was KO.
That is fucking crazy, dude.
Mm-hmm.
There's some crazy videos on the internet.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah. Really crazy stuff out there.
It's mostly porn.
Yep.
Few fight videos, and then the rest of it's all cats.
And quicksand porn, whatever that is.
Yeah, according to Bert Kreischer.
I found a whole string of, like, communities on, like, Reddit and stuff that just hate Bert.
Why?
They say he's annoying.
The guy's hilarious.
They say he's a lot. They say he's annoying to listen to. And they're so you remember the Bill Burt podcast?
Yeah. I think they still do it.
No, they don't.
They don't?
Yeah, they quit doing it.
Oh.
It's been like a year and a half since they did an episode.
Oh.
And Bert Kreischer talked about it on Joe Rogan. Like, it was Memorial Day or something.
Yeah.
And they had scheduled some dude to come on. Excuse me. But Bill forgot. And he was grilling with his family. And then Bert called him and was like, "Hey, dude, we got the podcast. We got, dude's ready." And they were doing a remote podcast, so they sort of guilted Bill into going. He didn't want to quit grilling.
Yeah.
And he went in there and sat down, fucking was doing the podcast with him, and I don't remember. The guy they had on as a guest said something about Boston people. It said something about Boston people are racist or something.
Oh, and yeah, Bill's from Boston.
Yeah, he took huge offense to that.
So that's why they quit doing the podcast?
Yeah, Bill sort of ate that guy alive for about 20 minutes.
Wow.
After he said that.
Bill Burr doesn't seem like somebody you want to piss off.
No.
He's
a really angry guy.
he's got some anger in there.
Yeah.
It seems like he's working it out these days, getting better about that kind of thing.
He's a charisma barbarian.
Oh yeah. He can hurt you with some words.
Yeah.
Like he makes the words real and then he beats you with them.
Oh man.
Yeah, that seems like a guy I wouldn't want to piss off.
It was funny watching him. He fucking roasted the shit out of Joe Rogan on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah.
Over masks. And Joe Rogan was talking shit about him with masks. He was like, "Why don't you put a mask on?" And Bill was like, "I don't want to talk about this with you, Joe. I don't want to talk about this with you because I'm going to get all frustrated." He's like, "What are you going to get frustrated for?" Because masks for pussies. Don't wear. You shouldn't wear a mask. Masks for pussies. And he's smoking a cigar with his face tilted up, and Bill Burr's just like, "Look at him. Look at how tough he is with his fucking open nose and throat."
I think that's a little different though. That's like if you and me go in on each other. That's two buddies.
Yeah, but goddamn, he hit him hard.
Yeah.
It was just a good roast.
Bill don't pull no punches.
He hits you with it.
I mean, if you've listened to 5 minutes of his stand-up.
But his argument was like, it's just like fucking roller skates. Everybody was wearing them to start with, and then there was one homophobic joke, and then everybody acted like they never did it.
Yeah. Fucking chin diapers.
Chin diapers. Fucking you rollerblade?
No.
Does your mom know you're gay?
I don't think that's how that joke goes.
Yeah. Well, if they say yeah, then you ask them.
Does your mom know you're gay?
Yeah. Or how long have you been gay?
Yeah.
Or some
version of that.
Yeah. A question you can't answer because answering it.
It's a setup no matter which way you go.
Because if you say yes, then you're gay, and your mom knows it. If you say no, oh, you haven't told her yet.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was
Yeah.
the stupidest topic.
It only got stupid at the end there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we've been at it for an hour and 44 minutes now.
yeah.
Look at there.
Got anything else you want to talk about?
Well, I guess I should go ahead and announce that I'm moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now that you've said that, I think the rage that I had on Monday was, not gonna lie, partially because of that. It's like,
that was a bad day.
I was sad, man.
I'm sad too. I don't want to go.
Yeah.
But it feels good to be missed, you know? But I really don't have a choice. I have to go.
Yeah.
You know, Pops needs me out there.
You got to do what you got to do, man.
Yeah.
Don't fret though, Tammy, because we're gonna try to keep the podcast going.
Yeah, we're gonna do it remote. So that's a good reason to. We need to tell Tammy about this now.
Yeah. gotta hear it from the horse's mouth.
Yeah. So we probably got like 4 more episodes of this traditional format
Yeah.
where we both meet in the same room and have a conversation, to like digital conversations, because I'm gonna be about 3 hours away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna figure all that out.
But, you know, we'll lose echo that happens because I'm so loud I pick up in Wolfman's mic.
Yeah.
So that'll get better. But there's just something about a conversation between, you know, 2 buddies, you know, in the same place.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you get to feed off of each other better.
Yeah. Like, we can read body language.
Yeah.
Fucking, when you can actually see a motherfucker,
Yeah.
you can really talk to him.
Though this might pose an opportunity to start doing video too, though.
Yeah. It would just get a nice place. God dang, dude. I have got a pimple right there.
Yeah, I've been staring at it all night.
I tried to cover it up with my mustache today at work. God, it hurts so bad.
What's it called when you have like a pubic toupee?
The pubic toupee.
I think it's called like a merkin. Need a merkin for your face.
Hang on, check it out.
Yeah, you can still see it.
Fuck. That sucks.
Yeah, maybe.
At least we still had a good D&D session.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm moving down to Kentucky.
Yeah.
Way out yonder in the middle of nowhere. But I will have internet, so we'll be able to do a podcast. We might miss a week, though.
Yeah.
We should probably record a couple extra ones.
Yeah, we need to do that because we kind of missed last week recording.
Yeah. So we are by the skin of our pants right now. This is going up 3 days.
Yep. So we're doing. We lost our backlog of one.
we should build like a 2 or 3 week backlog.
Yeah.
Just so that however long it takes, because they're kind of dicking me around about the internet out there. I called a motherfucker to turn the internet on at Paul's house yesterday, and he was a cunt and a half. Like he didn't want me to pay for it.
Just take my money.
Just take my money and fucking put the fucking fiber out there, bro.
Yeah, but you already ran it, so like, what's the big deal, man?
Yeah, what's your problem, bro?
What's the deal, bro?
No.
Yeah, so we'll
they're attaching it to Paul's electric bill, so he has to be, he has to be part of the phone call. He has got to confirm something. It wouldn't say what he had to confirm.
Oh yeah, well I guess it being in his name and everything, that makes sense.
Yeah, but Paul ain't got a fucking phone. Like, we're gonna figure. I guess I'm gonna have to go out there and pick Papa up, and we can go where I have service.
You can get fiber internet, but you can't make a phone call.
Yeah, well, shit, they cut out his landline.
Yeah, I don't really know if they do a lot of landlines anymore.
Yeah, they just didn't. It fucked up when they were repaving the road or something, and they just never put it back in for him. He called and asked about it. I said, "Oh, we're not even supporting that anymore." They did away with 3G, and he had a 3G phone for a while.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
Yeah. I'm sure he could get an updated version, just nobody has taken him to the store, or nobody has looked into getting him one.
Yeah. I would say it'd be probably a good idea to do that, but I mean, with you moving there so soon, I don't know if it's really going to make a big difference or not
What?
for him to have a phone.
Oh well, I'm gonna get him a phone while I'm there. We can talk to his buddies and stuff.
Oh well, yeah, I guess
Just so even if I do just get internet and just give him an internet phone,
yeah.
like still has a number he can give to his friends so he can talk to him. He
Yeah,
can't
I
talk to
mean,
anybody right now.
he's still a person. He deserves that.
Yeah, he needs to be able to communicate with the fucking world.
Yeah, he still has friends,
Yeah.
even though he's old as fucking dirt.
Yeah, he's outliving a lot of his friends. How about partied hard?
He's like the backwoods version of what's his name? I want to say Keith Richards, but that's not it. Fucking guy from Rolling Stones.
Mick Jagger?
Mick Jagger, there you go.
Hey, it's a backwoods Mick Jagger. But Mick Jagger's still fucking out there.
Oh yeah.
like he's some kind of mythical beast.
That guy's on fucking Pluto right now.
Yeah. But yeah. So the podcast will sound a little different in the future.
Remind me next week. I need to bring my laptop over here and we'll start playing with it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, literally all you got to do is download Discord.
Yeah.
And I'll do everything else.
Okay.
Because I'm just going to. So as long as you're coming through Discord and I'm going into my mic, I can just set OBS to, record Discord and my input at the same time. And boom.
There you go.
And even if there's a little delay, I can just move it a little bit. We have full editorial control.
I think we can figure it out.
Oh, yeah.
We're two relatively unintelligent fellas.
Yeah, we're some pretty fart smellers.
Yep. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Might need you to help me clean that thing up too. That thing is so slow.
What kind of operating system you got? We should probably end the podcast.
Yeah. I think this is a good spot.
Yeah. What kind of operating system is it?
Oh, dude, it's Windows. That's all I know.
How old is it?
I got it in 2018. I want to say 2017.
Oh well, it's probably a Windows 10.
Yeah.
If not, I got a clean boot of Windows 10 right in there.
Okay. Well, I don't want to take everything off of it because I got a bunch of pictures and stuff on there too.
You got a flash drive?
I can get one. They're pretty cheap. If I don't have one laying around the house.
I actually have one laying in there. I can probably let you use.
Yeah. I can say it was a cheap computer when I bought it, like $300 or $400.
Yeah.
It was a little shitty. I bought it for some classes I was taking.
I'm kind of excited to take this little box thing to Pawpaw's and just like put it in the kitchen or something.
Yeah.
Just have a kitchen computer, because I'm not gonna be taking the table.
Yeah, I gotta start moving some stuff around, see if I got some space to put this thing.
Yeah. If you have a place. If you don't, that's okay. I can figure out something.
I'm gonna try. Because, after today, with the guys finally like getting together after you told all of us, because like you called me, but the rest of them kind of got it over text messages and stuff.
Well, we do a podcast.
Yeah.
And we're bros.
Yeah, you're my buddy.
Yeah.
But like I was already mentally prepared for the rest of it, but when everybody got here in person today, it kind of hit me a little bit of like, I don't want it to go away.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna actually have to sit down and buckle down on that campaign I've been trying to write.
Yeah. I would be honored to pass the DM torch to you.
Well, I would be honored to receive it from you.
Sorry, for all the backseat DMing in your one shot.
It's okay.
I
half-ass expected it.
I was drinking too. I'm real.
Oh, you were excited. The Forever DM finally gets to play.
And then all I did was backseat DM.
Yes and no. I mean, you let me lead the story. It was just more of the technical things that you were, I would say, helping me out with, because there were
And
questions.
helping John.
Yeah, there were questions that came up that I wasn't 100% able to answer, and that's where you kind of stepped in to help me out there.
And once you start me, it's hard to stop me.
Yeah, it'd be that way. It's the same thing here. You know, especially like if I know something and I hear somebody that doesn't really know about that something, start talking about some shit, I'm going to stick my nose in where I don't need to stick it.
Well, whenever you become the main authority, like, I've just been the most likely to know the answer to those questions for so long.
Yeah.
Like, the home group that I started back in Kentucky. By the way, that group's getting back together as soon as I come back.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. They're still playing, but they said it's kind of, they've been sort of dull lately. Like, they play maybe once a month.
Oh, yeah.
And no one's really excited about it.
So is the sup guy still playing?
Well, we kicked him out of the group before I left.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, it needed to happen, but then it kind of left them without any peanut gallery. Peanut gallery is a valuable asset.
Yeah, you got to have some comedic relief, you know, somebody to kind of...
to blame everything on.
That and, you know, to be the problem pointer outer.
Yeah. As long as he's the problem, we're not the problem.
Yeah. a fall guy, if you would.
Yeah. And even if he doesn't even, you know, really participate in the story, there's someone to hear us participate in the story, which is a powerful thing.
Yeah, you know, because it's like, what's the sound of one hand clapping? Or if a tree falls in the woods and nobody's there to hear it, doesn't make a sound.
Yeah.
If you don't have somebody to comment on the dumb shit that you're doing, are you really doing anything?
D&D is absolutely a lot more fun. It's the same reason we did the podcast.
Yeah.
Because, you know, our conversations were just being wasted.
Yeah, they really were. I feel like there was so much more entertainment value in this being a podcast than just you and me sitting around.
Yeah.
Not that I don't like it when we sit around and talk shit, but
there's some gold in there sometimes.
Yeah,
there's some really funny shit.
There's some things that I feel like the general public needs to hear when we say it.
Yeah, and dude,
and you know, like, I think that's a little bit of my own narcissism coming out.
And this is a fucking time capsule, man.
Yeah,
and we're on the internet. We're gonna last forever. Like, our great grandchildren can listen to this.
Yeah, if there's still a thing called the human race.
Yeah, if that's true. That's not all that far. What is
that,
like 200-300 years?
Great. How many greats did you put in there?
7, 8.
Okay, so think about the human lifespan.
Right. I'm not gonna be there.
No, obviously not. But like, okay, 100 years is basically a person and a half.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
About that many greats ago, my very first Crow ancestors left Ireland and went to South Carolina.
Great. Okay, so let's see.
That is Charles.
So
Crow
each generation is roughly 30 years. So 30 times 7 is 210 years. Roughly. Say 250 on the top end there.
Yeah, and that amount of time, if, like, I doubt there'll just be no way to hear MP3s by then.
Yeah, I mean, you got a point.
It's possible.
They could be on, like, MP7 by then.
Right. Well, we have MP4. This is technically an MP4 because it's a video.
Yeah.
But it's an MP3 if you get it from, like, Spotify.
Yeah. By the way, I don't think we uploaded the most recent episode on Spotify.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
I put it on the RSS feed.
It wasn't there the other day. I'll be honest with you, I hadn't looked since like Tuesday. Hold on, I'm gonna look now.
Okay.
Because it came out on YouTube, for sure. But I don't think it ever went to Spotify and the other ones.
That would suck if it didn't.
My phone is very slow. Hold on, it's coming up.
Well, so, funny story. I uploaded the last podcast twice. First time I uploaded it, I had forgotten to put the quacks in. So I had to re-listen to it very carefully and put the quacks in the right places and give John a nose.
That's fair. Oh, shit. Making noise.
To be episode 8.
Yeah, it is.
So episode 9 was the 420 podcast.
Nope. Episode 7 is the last one on Spotify.
Well, balls. I guess I must not have remembered to re-upload it after I pulled down the old one.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Oh well, we can fix it.
Yeah. At least we got the YouTubes.
Yeah, I think that's where most of our stuff comes from anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's exactly been 2 hours.
Well,
And dude, it's 1:12 in the morning. I might not go to work tomorrow.
I'm not going to work tomorrow.
You're not going to work tomorrow.